Hello everyone and welcome back. So in as much as most of us are concentrating on this coalition because P2B is involved, we must not forget to talk about electoral reform and as well as this ongoing constitutional review. Yes, because most of Nigerians do not even have idea that is this ongoing constitutional review, which Nigerians they're supposed to be involved. They're supposed to have a public hearing so that Nigerians will contribute one or two things, right? So what happened in 2023 will not repeat itself because at the end of the day, Nigeria judiciary, they will tell us that INEC, they have the right to decide if they want to upload the result or they want to do it manually. Like we need to make sure that there is a law that make it compulsory for INEC to upload the result. So any result that is not uploaded, then that result is not valid. So not at the end of the day now, they'll be telling us INEC they can do whatever they want to do. No. So if that is the case, then what are we talking about 2027 election? And some people are still saying that let's wait so that when they make people be the flag bearer, then we can start talking about electoral reform and constitutional review. Like, are we okay? Because right now, there is this ongoing constitutional review. We're supposed to be involved. We're supposed to know what they are doing. Because at the end of the day, if nothing is done concerning electoral reform and constitutional reform, then we are just wasting our time because what happened in 2023 will definitely happen again. So in this particular interview, Barrister Maxwell Opara really said a lot of things about constitutional reform and the electoral reform. Just take a listen.
Earlier, that zonal public hearings into ongoing efforts to review the Nigerian current constitution are getting underway today by the Joint National Assembly Committee on Constitution Review. Lawyer and public affairs analyst Maxwell Opara joins us now to look at the most extenuating aspects of the task at hand and attempt to set an agenda for achieving them. Great to have you on the show, Mr. Maxwell Opara. Now, beginning with the most pertinent issue, which will be what exactly are we looking at in terms of the aspects of the Constitution that we're looking at possibly getting a review on, and why is this coming up at this time?
Well, thank you, Kashi. Thank you, Oni, for having me once again. The most important area that should be concentrated in the issue of reviewing of the document that was given to us by one military man called the Constitution is this issue of electoral reform. Much concentration must be there because if we get it right on the electoral reform, we will be able to vote some of all these characters in the Home of Affairs out. Because I can see, you will now discover that some people say that coalition, alliance, and what have you. If we are going into 2027 election with this present electoral act as it stands, we are still going to face the same problem. And I'm assuring you, 80%, if not 90% of Nigerians, including Maxwell Opara, will not come out to waste my time that I'm voting. Because the Supreme Court have said that the INEC is not under obligation, it's not mandatory to go in line with their own rules. Now, and the INEC chairman is telling us about rules guiding the electoral election 2027. This is the same rule that the court said that you are not mandatory to follow. So if we can review the Constitution, concentrate on electoral reform, all the sections that has to do with electoral reform, all those loopholes that has been created by this document called Constitution, if we can fortify all those aspects, we are there. Because once we are talking about good policy, those who are going to implement the policy that we are talking about are the electorate, those that are in the Home of Affairs. Call it the president, vice president, governors, deputy, state house of assembly, local government, and what have you. But if the citizens, the Nigerians, will be able to vote the people, we know those who are armed robbers, we know those who are criminals, we'll be able to vote them out and vote the right people who are supposed to be there inside. We are there. And we can only do that when we have a very strong, formidable electoral law that will mandate the INEC to transmit results at real time from the polling booth. And any result that was not transmitted shall not be used. So the issue of is there rules, you decide the one to choose and the one not to choose should not come up, because it is now a fundamental issue anchored on the Constitution. Another issue is this issue of local government. But why I may not concentrate much on that local government is because Supreme Court, as a policy court, has made an order. Now, the problem we're having is the implementation aspect of it. I have written to Attorney General, can't you advise the CBN stop them from releasing money to the state governors? But you can now see that our president is finding it difficult to implement it because of 2027. Because somebody told me that the president is finding it difficult to hit all those governors so that they will not vote against him in 2027. So all is about policy. So the issue of that local government, I think the Supreme Court judgment has taken care of that one. It is now left for the executive to implement it. So these are the issues. Then the issue of creation of a state, that one should also be considered, especially the people of Southeast that has been marginalized. So they should also create more states in all those people, especially the people of Southeast, so as to meet up with other regions in the number of states. Then, if you should also allow me, we should also look at the issue of appointment of judicial officers, because that's where we're having problem. I can't see the reason why somebody, you are not a lawyer, you don't know what you are talking about in the judicial system, and the Constitution gives you power to appoint. Appointing who? The appointment of judicial officers should be removed in its entirety from the executive. Let the judiciary, let the NJC, let the stakeholders, let the people that are involved in judiciary, let them do the appointment. They know who is who, they know who is capable. The issue of giving the governor the power to appoint judges, giving the president power to appoint judges, I think that's another area we should, the reform should capture.
Very good, Mr. Opara. I'm glad you also mentioned
Then we also talk about...
Okay, go ahead.
Then we also talk about state policing. That one has been overemphasized. I don't know, I can't see the reason why. That one should not even be an issue to be discussed. That one should be one of the first things to be incorporated in the Constitution. State policing. Because you can't, nobody can police your kindred, your village, your community, more than you. So let the states, so some people say that the state governors will use the police to rig election and intimidate opponents. Are the presidents of Federal Republic of Nigeria since 1999, are they not using the police to intimidate their opponents? Are we not in Nigeria? I've been participating in a protest since 1999 up to now. Have we not been tear gassed when we want to protest against, ranging from Obasanjo to Jonathan to Barr? The Barr own is the worst self. So what are we talking about? So that one is one of the disadvantages, but we should also concentrate much on the advantage. Let us have state police where each state will know how to protect their place. That's the much I can say.
All right, very good, Mr. Opara. Now, I'm glad you mentioned the issue of the electorates, because at the end of all this review, we are going to be the ones to bear the brunt of the outcomes. Now, regarding public hearings for the constitutional review, how much engagement are you expecting from the public? And will their suggestions have any impact on a substantive review afterwards, in this, task, as it were?
Well, of course, you know that Nigerians, they have lost interest in everything that has to do with governance, reform, whatever thing that you call it. They will tell you that nothing will come out of it, except those of us who still believe that something must happen. We continue to persevere. So the issue of public hearing, when you call public hearing, who are those? Are you asking somebody who is living in Oshafa to waste his own precious time to come to National Assembly, spending about 3,000 coming, 3,000 going, to come and participate in public hearing? Most of the times, the thing you submit, they will not even use it. The persons that are involved, let them use the ones that will submit. They know the problem. So the issue of this public hearing, we have been hearing public hearings since 1999. So they were asking the Nigerians to come and participate. Somebody that is going home with 70,000 naira minimum wage, he wanted to dip money there and start wasting his time there. He will call it waste of time. So, but what you are saying is that you don't even need crowd. Those of us that have submitted memo, those of them that have participated, just like as Arise created this particular forum, now they are listening, they are watching. They know, but they cannot do it because of their selfish interest. Now you ask yourself, we are talking about election 2027. Nobody is talking about how to reform the Electoral Act. We had the Supreme Court going by all the judgments given by Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court from that emanated from 2023 general election. It should give you the clue. The lawmakers, the clue. These are the areas who have issue. Because when you read all those judgments, you will see what the judges said about our laws. Now, it will now give you a clue of the area, especially this transmission of results. Because we are still asking the question, why is it that you transmitted this particular result, the same ballot paper, the same time, and this one was not transmitted? So these are the issues, so that we don't give INEC that opportunity to take decision, choosing the one to do and the one not to do. If they ask them, say it is our rules, it is our policy, we may decide not to use it. But if it is in the Constitution, just that was what I expected the opposition to continue to persevere. I think that was last night I wrote to me Chibike Amechi saying that Nigerians should come out. Come out to do what? When we come out, the one who came out in 2023, what happened? What happened? People came out in 2023, vote, and somebody declare somebody winner and ask you to go to court. So, but if you can only build that confidence, you can only tell people that, yes, you can come out if these electoral laws are being implemented, if the Constitution are being reviewed, and all these issues are inside the Constitution, thereby giving the INEC chairman the power. It is a must. It is mandatory. So these are the areas. So the issue of whether people will participate in the public hearing or not should not even come up, because we have written to them, we have submitted memo, we are even using this particular platform now to tell them these are the areas you should concentrate. So let us not carry everything together. Let us concentrate on these particular issues. Then as we go, we'll continue to amend. Amazing.
Now, Mr. Opara, for instance, I would say, do you believe that coming out sometimes doesn't necessarily mean physically coming out in the street? Sometimes coming out could be what you're doing right now, which means speaking up, having a voice, having an opinion. You know, would you agree that it is important to have more Nigerians begin to be not only speak about these issues, but also be aware of what is going on, build momentum around it, ask and demand certain things be put in place? That's one. And then two, with regards to building trust, you've spoken about the fatigue that often comes with hope being lost, that often comes with knowing that whatever it is you had wanted did not actually happen, or whatever it is you believed in turned out to not be a reality. How important is it to begin to build trust, especially as we look forward to this review of the 1999 Constitution? Trust that the National Assembly will in fact ensure that the rule of law remains a constant and is adequately followed and respected in Nigeria?
Yes, of course. You see, these our wicked political leaders now, they have succeeded in pushing out from governance. Now, if you watch, nobody protests. Because immediately you try to protest against any policy, they will say that the opponent is sponsoring you. They will go and sponsor another counter-protesters, probably arm them with dangerous weapon to attack you. So the issue of protest in Nigeria, that one is completely out. Now, the issue of governance, if you watch, just like area council election is going on, election will be coming by next year. As I speak to you now, how many persons are interested? Those of us that participate in politics in FCT here. So when you ask people, said, "Nala, I forget about it." They have written the person that will be the AMA chairman, the Kuje area council chairman, Barry area council chairman, and what have you. So this is what they have succeeded in doing. They want to also succeed in a situation whereby they will make sure that people will not come out. And how can they do that? If they fail to amend this electoral law, if they fail to review our constitution, indeed, make some decision of the INEC mandatory, not optional, not may, shall, must. So if they fail to do that, just like as a constitutional review is going on, if they fail to do that, nobody will come out to waste their time, because you know that as we are even queuing, because it's not in this country where some people are still on around 10 o'clock, people are still coming out to queue on the line. The INEC chairman started announcing a result. After announcing the result, he said that America should come to Nigeria and learn how to do election. So we and at the end of the day, people protested and nothing happened. Right. So these are the things that they're doing. But we are now using this platform to encourage people to come out. We should not relent. All right. We'll continue. We'll remain resolute. We'll continue to follow them. We'll continue to protest. We'll continue to agitate. We'll continue to speak. Indeed. Until we get it right.
Welcome to Chamrasi News TV.